Fermented foods, fiber, and the science of how diet helps reduce stress. Modern life brings with it constant waves of pressure, deadlines, responsibilities, financial worries, interpersonal conflicts, and the unending mental noise of fast-paced routines. When people talk about ways to manage stress, the recommendations usually revolve around familiar concepts. Exercise regularly, spend time on hobbies, practice meditation, sleep earlier, or take occasional breaks from digital devices. While these strategies are indeed effective, one crucial factor is often overlooked: the profound impact of diet on psychological well-being. Recent scientific research has started to reveal that what we eat does not only nourish the body, it can also shape the way our brain handles tension, emotions, and overall mental resilience. Among the growing body of evidence, a particularly striking discovery is the role of fermented foods and dietary fiber in reducing stress levels when consumed consistently over a period of time. A study conducted by researchers at University College Cork in Ireland showed that participants who consumed higher amounts of fermented foods and fiber daily for 4 consecutive weeks experienced a notable reduction in stress. This connection highlights a significant truth. Our diet may be one of the simplest, most accessible tools for improving mental well-being. The surprising link between food and emotional health. For decades, nutrition science focused largely on physical health, preventing diseases, improving digestion, or maintaining energy levels. Yet, over the past 15 years, numerous studies have revealed that the food we eat also influences the brain, and this influence is not minor. It affects our mood, cognitive clarity, emotional stability, and vulnerability to stress, anxiety, and depression. This emerging field of research is often referred to as nutritional psychiatry, and its central concept revolves around the gut-brain axis, a complex communication network between the digestive system and the brain. Inside our intestines lives a vast ecosystem of bacteria known as the gut microbiome. These microorganisms are not passive passengers. They actively communicate with the brain through neural, hormonal, and immune pathways. This interconnected system is sometimes referred to as the gut-brain axis. A healthy microbiome supports better digestion, regulates the immune response, helps produce essential neurotransmitters such as serotonin, and influences how the brain reacts to stressful events. Conversely, a microbiome in imbalance may impair mood regulation, increase inflammation, and heighten stress responses. Thus, when we talk about diet and emotional balance, the conversation is not merely metaphorical. It is biological, chemical, and deeply interconnected with human psychology. How fermented foods influence stress reduction. Fermented foods, such as yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, kombucha, and fermented vegetables are rich in probiotics, the beneficial bacteria that support a healthy gut microbiome. These foods introduce helpful microorganisms into the digestive system and help maintain microbial diversity. The Irish study mentioned earlier divided healthy adults into 2 groups: a psychobiotic diet group, which was instructed to increase their intake of fiber and fermented foods, a control group, which received general dietary advice but no specific instructions about probiotics or fiber. After 4 weeks, the psychobiotic group reported significantly lower stress levels. Interestingly, although both groups experienced some improvement in sleep quality, those following the psychobiotic diet demonstrated greater reductions in perceived stress, indicating a stronger emotional benefit. Researchers suggested that fermented foods help regulate stress responses through several mechanisms, increasing the number of beneficial bacteria. These bacteria interact with the nervous system and help regulate cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, enhancing the production of neurotransmitters. Certain gut microbes stimulate the creation of serotonin and gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, both essential for emotional balance and relaxation. Reducing inflammation. Chronic inflammation is linked to mental health disorders. Fermented foods help lower inflammatory markers, improving digestion and nutrient absorption. A healthy gut absorbs vitamins and minerals more efficiently, supplying the brain with the nutrients it needs to function by supporting the gut microbiome. Fermented foods indirectly strengthen the mind's ability to stay calm, focused, and balanced in stressful situations. The role of fiber in emotional well-being. While fermented foods provide probiotics, fiber provides probiotics, the food that beneficial bacteria need to grow and function effectively. Dietary fiber exists in fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Fiber does not merely aid digestion. It plays a central role in emotional stability by encouraging the growth of beneficial bacteria, regulating blood sugar levels, preventing mood swings, supporting the production of short-chain fatty acids, which influence brain health, reducing inflammation throughout the body. In the Irish study, participants in the psychobiotic diet group were encouraged to incorporate a wide variety of high-fiber foods into their meals, such as onions, garlic, leeks, cabbage, legumes, apples, and certain fruits, whole grains. These prebiotic-rich foods help nourish the microbiome, amplifying the positive effects of fermented foods. Understanding the gut-brain axis. The gut and the brain maintain constant communication through the vagus nerve, a major highway of signals between the two organs, hormonal pathways, immune system messengers, microbial metabolites. This bidirectional communication means that stress in the brain affects digestion, like stomach aches during anxiety, and imbalance in the gut can send distress signals to the brain, heightening tension, irritability, or sadness. Fermented foods and fiber strengthen this communication system, ensuring that signals sent from the gut support emotional health rather than undermine it. Details of the research approach. In the study, the psychobiotic diet group received detailed guidance from nutritionists. They were advised to eat at least 6 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. Focus particularly on produce rich in prebiotics, such as leeks, onions, and cabbage. Include 2 to 4 servings of fermented foods daily, such as sauerkraut, kefir, or kombucha. Choose whole grains and legumes to increase fiber consumption. Reduce processed foods and sugars, as they disrupt the microbiome. Meanwhile, the control group was simply given general advice on following a balanced diet based on existing nutritional guidelines. They were not told specifically to increase fiber or fermented food consumption. At the end of 4 weeks, participants in the psychobiotic group experienced lower perceived stress, slight improvements in sleep, enhanced sense of well-being. These findings suggest that even short-term dietary changes can influence emotional resilience. Implications for long-term mental health. Although the study was conducted over a relatively short period, the results raise significant possibilities for long-term mental health strategies. If dietary adjustments can reduce stress in just 4 weeks, their impact over months or years could be even more profound. Such dietary patterns may lower the likelihood of developing anxiety, reduce vulnerability to depression, improve emotional regulation, enhance cognitive clarity, support better sleep quality, strengthen resilience during stressful life events. Researchers emphasize that while diet is not a replacement for therapy or medical treatment, it can be a powerful complementary tool that enhances mental wellness. Potential benefits for people who experience chronic stress. The findings encourage further research into how fermented foods and fiber might benefit individuals dealing with chronic stress-related issues such as persistent anxiety, burnout, low mood, emotional exhaustion, stress-sensitive, digestive issues. Exploring these connections could lead to new nutritional interventions for stress-related disorders. Conclusion: food as a valuable tool for stress management. Emerging field of nutritional psychiatry demonstrates that our daily diet holds powerful potential to influence emotional well-being. Fermented foods and dietary fiber, when consumed consistently, help regulate the gut microbiome, reduce inflammation, support neurotransmitter production, and strengthen the gut-brain axis, while traditional stress relief methods such as exercise, meditation, or engaging in hobbies remain essential. Food should not be underestimated as an accessible, natural, and effective tool for managing stress. A diet rich in fermented foods and fiber offers a simple way to support both physical and emotional health, helping the mind remain steadier, calmer, and more resilient.